What's up, y'all? Make sure my mic's working. Okay. Yo, all right, yeah, we're good. All right, so check it out. I got this thing, right? A little nightcap. I'm sorry, it's a quick one. I had to chill for a minute. Been doing some research in the night, and I've decided tomorrow the long form style video that I'm putting out is going to be talking about slavery. I want to talk about it. Not just the slavery that everybody knows about. I want to talk about white people being enslaved. That does not get talked about. And it's a big part of history that people put under the rug because of the word indentured servant, right? Somehow they think that an indentured servant wasn't treated as bad as a slave. They were. And a lot of people don't know this. During the 1600s, more white people were enslaved than black people in America. People don't know that. More white people came over here as slaves in the 1600s than black people. And again, let me reiterate this. In no way am I trying to take away from the atrocities that happened to people in this country that's black for 400 years, because, you know, things got a little mild towards everybody else except for, you know, blacks and they say natives. Natives got messed up. But I know it's a trigger. On the live today that we did with Truth to Set You Free, it got a little heated. and it's not because either one of us was saying anything wrong. And I couldn't get mad really because I had to remember how I used to be. Before I used to be in the Nation of Islam, right? I used to study everything that Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote and Minister Louis Farrakhan wrote, and it was deep in me. Like, I had a deep anger towards things. But then I read a book from Farrakhan, The Secret Relationship Between was it blacks and Jews, or American Jews, or the slave trade, translate slave trade and Jews, something like that. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things. So then in further studies, you find out the people that took part in the slave trade. Like, people don't know that 75% of the slave holders in the South, or I'm sorry, 75% of Jewish people in the South owned slaves. People don't know that. Did you know that less than 1.6% in the entire run of slavery in America, less than 1.6% of white people own slaves? People don't know that. People don't know that in, was it Maryland? In Maryland alone, there were 75 black slave owners documented that owned black slaves and white slaves. And I think this was in the 1700s. I'm pretty sure it was 1700s. People don't know this. And that's just in Maryland. That's not talking about all the other states and cities and the colonies. There's not enough. All 13. Let me say this. All 13 colonies had black people that owned slaves. It doesn't get talked about. Matter of fact, chattel slavery started from a black man. A black man. What's his name? What was his name? Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson fought to enslave this man for the rest of his life because he was lazy. And he was never going to pay off his debt, and won. And he was the first real slave owner in America. How come people don't know that or talk about that? That's what I want to know. They don't talk about the 1619 Project, right? They talk about the first, 20 or 50 black people got off a slave ship. Did you know that before that ship came, there was another ship right before that one that was full of 100 Irish children. 100 that were slaves, not indentured servants, slaves. Not talked about, but I'm gonna talk about it. So that's that. tomorrow I'll be expecting a video about slavery. I'm gonna give you all the sites where you can go and look all this information up. I'm gonna cite all my sources so you all can go and look it up. And then, beyond all of that, man, I got an anger problem, y'all. I'm better now than I was, but I still got a ferocious temper when it gets steamed up. And today has just been a really, really crappy day. It has. It's been a bad day for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, the whole day has just been one thing after the other trying to get me to snap, which I didn't snap, like how I would, but still, I got to get some control. So yeah, man. I mean, pray for your boy. The one good thing that happened today, I woke up to look at the give butter for the Streetlights Unity Movement for the kids, and we raised already over half of the money that we're trying to raise. So shout out to y'all. I'm exhausted, y'all. I'm exhausted. I'll be in this office all day, putting together stuff, working, researching. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 tabs open of things that I download, reading articles and papers that's been published in whatever college what is that from? I don't even know where it's from, but yeah, just studying things because I like to be informed about what I'm talking about. And it sounds foreign to people, right? When you study a lot and you read a lot of information from trusted sources that most people don't really care to look at because it's topics that, they think they know things about. Like, you come with some other information and it's not common information and it blows people's minds. I'm sure that people are when some people that don't follow me get in these comments, they're gonna be like, what? White people wasn't enslaved in this country. There wasn't Irish children. There wasn't black people that didn't start slavery in America. And then they look it up. And 75 slave owners was black in Maryland, just Maryland. And that's that. But you say these things and people, especially when I tell you about the 75% of the Jewish people in the South, in all of the South, own slaves. People will get offended by that. You better not ever say that. Don't you ever talk about anything bad about what Jewish people may have done. What's going on, my bro? What's going on, everybody in the chat? I'm looking at these comments. My bad. I'm in my mode right now. I'm just talking. I'm venting a little bit, clearing my head. That's what I'm on right now. Yeah, man. It's messed up. Everybody got a phone. Like, you got a little supercomputer. You can look up information everywhere and people choose not to. I was going through my comments on older videos right now and pissed me off. I got pissed off. I'm like, you uneducated motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bruh, really? It's not hard you can look stuff up. It's not hard. It's not hard, but people refuse to do the research, so I'm going to do it for you tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow I'm going to do the research on this topic because I feel it's important, reparations. People talk about reparations. I disagree with reparations. I'm sorry. I disagree with America, the country of America, the nation of America, having to pay reparations to black people specifically for slavery. I just do. Sorry. I do. Now, not to say that if they cut the check that I won't take it. I'll take the check. But I'm not fighting for it because that's a slippery slope, man. Who's black? Everybody got a little something in them. How you know your great-great-great-granddaddy wasn't a slave holder and now you black because, your mama done met somebody or your great-grandmama met somebody that was black and, that's how it happened. You don't know. People just don't know. I don't agree with reparations. If you pay reparations to black people, you got to pay reparations to Irish people. You got to pay reparations to Portuguese people. You got to pay reparations to natives. You got to pay reparations to Scottish people. You got to pay reparations to English people because they were all enslaved here in America. Well, black slavery was worse. Worse things happened to blacks. The same shit was happening to all of them people too, man. You know what I'm saying? Did you know that after the slaves was freed, in America, right after the Emancipation Proclamation, that white people in Europe were still being enslaved by the Ottoman Empire? Look it up. Look it up. They were sent to Barbados, I believe, and Algiers, if I'm not mistaken. Just saying. Just look this stuff up, man. All over the Americas, slavery was going on. They had slavery everywhere. North America, Central America, South America, Africa, Europe. You know what I'm saying? It's real. It's not hard to look at. So I'm sorry. I know it's a touchy subject for people. They get upset, and that's cool, you know, but just study. And if we are going to argue for reparations to be paid, and I know people thought I was joking when I say this, but I'm dead ass serious. It needs to be the ultra wealthy Jewish people that were a part of it, that funded it, that owned all the slave ships. That's just what it's got to be. It's the truth. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, look this stuff up about who owned every single slave ship that is documented. Look it up. Them families, those specific families, they the ones. If you want to punish people for the sins of their fathers, which this is why I disagree with it. I disagree with reparations, period. I really don't want Jewish people to pay reparations. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if somebody was going to pay it, why are you pointing the finger at white people? It was less than 1.6% of white people in this country owned slaves. And the whole, 400 years of slavery, but you count it, we're only going to count it for being America as a nation in 200 plus years? That's it. So how you going to do it? How you going to do it? You going to go track down the 1.6 percent of descendants, or I'm sorry, the 1.6% white people's descendants that own slaves? And if you do that, are you going to also go after the black people that own slaves? Because they existed too. You're going to go after the native people because there was natives that owned slaves as well. You're going to go after them? Who's paying the reparations? And who gets the reparations? That's just it. That blows my mind. Again, atrocities happen. They happened for sure. You know, you got the accounts and the stories and all of that. But atrocities happen all over the damn world, man. Straight up. You say now Portugal, Spain, Jews, Native Americans, African, Arabs, France, Britain, etc. all should be paying reparations. Exactly. That's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. If you got to go, everybody got to give everybody some money. If you want to be real, just got to say it like it is, man. So I disagree with it. Sorry. I disagree with reparations. I know people be like, man, I used to be pro reparations, hardcore. Give me my money. You know, I used to be like that. But after you start learning all this shit and seeing all this knowledge, how can you? You're like, well, damn, everybody had it bad. Everybody was messed up. America was really rich and poor. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Rich white people own poor white people and poor black people. Rich black people or freed black people who was acquiring wealth owned black people and white people. How do you know? Because my man's was Anthony Johnson started slavery over here, bro. Anthony, bro, look it up. It'll blow your mind. The man fought in court and won. A white judge said, yep, you're right. You can own him forever. He's your slave now, Mr. Black Man. Matter of fact, this is a great idea. Let's keep this thing going. Then other people sued. And other people owned slaves forever. That was the first time perpetual slavery in slavery started. Perpetual was right there, legally. Look it up. Look it up, bro. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video, you guys. Be on the lookout for that video. It'll be up tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna go to the gym, do what I gotta do, come here and get in front of this computer and put all the research together. Everything, every little thing that I can remember and every little thing that I don't know yet. I'm gonna grab everything and I'm gonna throw it in this video. It's gonna be about an hour long, y'all. I'm gonna make a long form video for you guys. Gonna take a while to do. It'll be out sometime tomorrow though, but I'm gonna be dedicated to this video tomorrow. So I really would appreciate your love and your support as you always do when you see that video come up. And matter of fact, it's only gonna be for YouTube. I'm only putting it on, YouTube and X. YouTube and X. So if you're on Facebook, I love you. But you need to go over to my YouTube. All right? You need to go over to my YouTube and hit that subscribe button for me, man. That's what I need you to do. That's it. Yeah. Lewis, you say that's false about Anthony Johnson. He was not the first. Yeah, he was. He was the first man legally to win in court for a man to be a perpetual slave. That's a fact, bro. That's documented. Look it up. Legally. I'm talking about the judge ruled in his favor. That's a fact. Look it up. I can't make this up, bro. Literally, it's documented. I'll show it tomorrow. You'll see it in the video. You'll see it in the video tomorrow, man. You see, and that's the thing right there. You say it's a Republican lie. No, keep the politics out of it. Keep the politics out of it. Forget Republican and Democrat with this. Just look at it unbiasedly and see. Am I lying? Hey, let me ask you this, LL Lewis. Is it a lie that 75 black slave owners lived in Maryland? Is that a lie? Was there not 75? Documented papers right now you can look up. Documented in Maryland alone, 75 black slave owners. Is that false? And yeah, LL Lewis, if you could send me the info, bro. Send me the info. Whatever info you got. I'll put it in the video too. We're gonna talk about it. All I'm trying to say though is that everybody was fucked up back then, bro. Everybody was there. If you had money, you was straight. If you didn't have money, you wasn't straight. That's it. There was a lot of free black people. People forget about Benjamin Banneker. Does anybody know who Benjamin Banneker was? Like, that's one of my favorite people in history, to be honest with you. In American history. Benjamin Banneker, a free black man that helped survey with George Washington's cousin, helped survey the land. What is it? Elliot something. Helped him survey the land for our nation's capital. It's free. His parents owned a tobacco farm. I mean, not everybody was a slave. There was free people out there working, doing things. This man literally had a knowledge of the stars that was unparalleled. And they literally had to go and get him. When Washington was like, yo, who you got, man? His cousin was like, yo, I know this dude over here, man. He owned a cigarette farm, right? I'm gonna go over there and holler at him, and we're gonna bring him because don't nobody know the stars like him. And they went and grabbed him, and he came and surveyed the land. All that's the streets that you see, the surveys of how everything is set up, that's Benjamin Banneker. The geometry that's inside it, that's Benjamin Banneker, man. A black man, a free black man, was not a slave. There was a lot of people that was free, not slaves. See, but what happened was a psyop. This is, you know what I think? I think that the real racist elite people, I'm not even gonna call them racist, the real elite people want to cause chaos between the non-elite people. And so they need the enemy, they need the perpetrator, and they need a victim, even though they're the ones that's the perpetrator. So what they did was create a false narrative that black people are victims. They created this false narrative that white people are the enemy of black people. And they tried to ingrain it in our mind. They came up with the civil rights, all the civil rights marches and all that shit. It really was fucking shit up because they got pictures now that you see in history books, and black kids see these people getting attacked by dogs and hit with bricks and all this, and they think that this was the reality throughout the entire country, and black people was just treated bad, which is not. Did racism exist? Yeah, hell yeah. I'm not denying that 1 second at all. All I'm saying is that there was a lot of black men and women in this country that were living good. All right. They didn't get involved in all that shit. And there was a lot of white people in this country that weren't involved in all that shit. They had groups of people. When the psyop was going on, white people, you got to hate these black people. They're going to do things to your daughters, and they perpetuated that. So then people bought into the lie. While over here, white people and black people just living. They doing their thing. They're not worried about none of it. Man, ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't going to no march. White people, I ain't going to that march either. I'm not wearing a damn sheet. That ain't me. I don't do that. I wear a business suit. I own a business. That's the reality. But mainstream media and the people that control history, they show you just the bad parts. Rosa Parks, Rosa Parks on the bus. She wouldn't give up her seat to a white man, racist white man wanted her to go to the back of the bus. She had a car. She could drive. Rosa Parks had a car. I feel like it was a setup too. Personally, I feel like all of them back in the day, you know how in the slave times they say you got the house Negro and then you got the field Negro, and the house Negro was the one that always helped out massa and all of that. Sorry, I'm probably gonna get in trouble saying this, but I think Rosa Parks was a house Negro. I think Rosa Parks was in on the shams. Like, look, I need you to get on the bus. Don't give up your seat. We need this. We're gonna use this later on. That's what I think. Personally. Talking about she rode the bus every day and her feet was tired. You had a damn car. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I question history. I question the narrative. I don't believe it. There's too many accounts of greatness, man. And then when you look at the abolitionists, this is why you can't get me to think that all white people were just so bad and they were all the devil, and they still are. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't. I see a whole bunch of white people in the past that was fighting to end slavery. I see a whole bunch of white people that maybe were just living their lives, trying to make a way in this country that they found themselves living in. You do the statistics, bro, less than 1.6% of white people throughout the entire slavery era owned slaves in this country. Less than 1 point. Come on, man. Make it make sense. So you really want me to believe that at the time when slavery was happening, before white people got all super racist, down in wherever the hell they got racist at, before that, wasn't that? People was just living. You had upper class and lower class. If you was a rich black guy, you hung out with the rich white people. They didn't care. Like, hey, how you doing, Tom? What's going on, Hank? How you, whatever their names were back then, I don't know. But I just don't see the racism. And even in my own personal life, yes, you encounter some ignorant ass people that have bought into the psyop. I used to be an ignorant ass person that bought into the psyop. Shit, I thought my mom was the devil when I was in the Nation of Islam. I'm like, yo, this book, Message to the Black Man, says that you was created by Yaqub, the big head scientist, and that you was grafted out of black people, and that you're actually evil. You don't got God in you. You're the devil. I was calling my mother a devil when I was 14 years old, trying to learn things. Got to keep studying. Had to apologize for that one. Ma, you ain't the devil. I'm sorry. Shit, I said it so much she started to believe it. She's like, am I the devil? I'm like, it's real, bro. Knowledge, whatever you take in, that shit conditions your mind and produces these feelings inside of us, man. Got to be careful what you put in you. And they know that. And that's the key that you got to understand. These people know this. This is why they create the literatures that they create. This is why they put the TV shows in front of you. This is why they give you everything that they give you to help condition your mind to think a certain way. And it's always divisive. Always divisive. They want to paint the narrative. That's why they got a Black History Month. Why the hell you got a month of Black history? Isn't Black history American history? We don't need a Black History Month. We need just teach history. Teach history. We don't need all of that. If we're going to be one, let's be one. We're Americans. Everybody's Americans. You can't fit all the great black people in this country into 1 month that have helped form this country. You can't. It's just American history. Celebrate their birthday. Do that on their birthday. Did you know that today, like how they did in school, did you know today is George Washington's birthday? Yeah, I remember that in school. Did you know today that this is Benjamin Franklin's birthday? This is Thomas Jefferson. Do that shit regularly in the schools. We don't need a Black History Month. It's divisive. But on Black History Month, did you know that you used to be a slave, nigga? And we freed you. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. That's not what we need. Just teach history. You gonna talk about slavery? Talk about all of it. In 1619, 100 white Irish children got off the slave ship. Shortly after that, 20 black people got off of another slave ship, and slavery started in America amongst the wealthy and the poor. Why make it a race thing? Why make it race? I don't understand. Because it wasn't about race when it started. And that's what gets me. It wasn't a crime to be black in this country back when slavery started. It became that later. And you could talk about that. You know, people ended up getting really stupid. They bought into this psyop, that they thought that they were better for some reason. Like, let's do science. They were saying things like black people's skulls were 3 times smaller, or whatever the hell they used to say. The racist doctors that make the fake science, that kind of stuff, and teach it and make fun of it. Like, yeah, they were so stupid back then. They really thought that there was a difference in the man because of his skin color. That's what we need to be teaching. Make fun of this shit. Get rid of it. Get rid of the hate. Get rid of the anger, but that behind all of that. That's how history needs to be taught. Talk about the progress. Yes, we elevated our minds since then, children. Back then, people were really ignorant. They actually believed these things. But today we know, because we have people, like so-and-so. And we had this brave scientist and abolitionist that challenged this science, which actually today is what we study. That's the way it needs to be taught. Make it look shameful and ignorant. Yeah, it's a part of history, but it's a bad part. So shame the people that were doing bad. It's simple. It's simple. I don't know, guys. It's just me thinking, man. I hate racism. I fucking hate racism. I don't like it at all. I don't like racism. So it's like, I feel compelled to just have to vent. I know this isn't a normal live, but I mean, it kind of is. This is how I started, just talking to y'all. And that's what I'm doing. But I think about all these things, man, and I look at my children, I look at my daughter, right? My daughter, Nova and Cammy. There's stark differences. Cammy is dark skinned like me. Nova looks like fucking, what's her name? The actress. Cameron. What's her name? I can't remember her name, but you know what I'm talking about. The chick that played in The Mask. She looks like her. And did you know that chick, she's a quarter black. She's a quarter black. Just like, well, Cammy isn't. Cammy's half black, half white, right? So it's like, she don't look black. So how the hell do we know? Then this is just for my dad. My dad's black, right? To me being mixed and Champagne being mixed, right? And then our child coming out looking white. Cameron Diaz, there you go. Our child coming out looking white. She looks like a little white girl. But her dad's black. His dad's black. His dad's black. His dad's black. Champagne. Her dad's black. His dad's black. His dad's black. Make it make sense. Genetics, man. It's just genetics. Because we both got white mothers. So this daughter came out looking light. Same thing with Kira. My daughter Kira, she looks like a white girl. Does she get reparations? Does she get reparations? I'm just wondering. If she went to the office and was like, hey, listen, my dad's black, his dad's black, his dad's black. I know I look white, and then how the hell do you know if the black person is going into the office is actually a black person? If you are what your father is, how do you know that his father wasn't mixed, right? And got with a black chick, which created him, but his father's father is completely white, and then his father's father completely white, completely white, completely white. There's no way to know. The black people today could have been, if you go back to their granddaddies, could have been white men. You don't know. That's all I'm saying. So that's why I feel like reparations is just so fucking stupid and pointless to even talk about. That's why. It just bothers me. I love having conversations with people. I don't like when it gets heated. I don't, but shit. And I gotta remember, I used to be an angry ass person when people talked about shit. I still get angry. I just spazzed out a little bit today. I guess you just gotta have patience with people when you talk. It's like when I talk about the gang shit. Like, I despise the fucking gangbangers out there that are killing each other. I hate it. I hate it. Like, it really bothers me when I see that a kid got killed, 16, 17, 18 got killed, wherever, in Gary, in Chicago, in Hammond, in East Chicago, or anywhere in the world. And I see it, it bothers me. And I'm like, man. And then I feel like I tell myself, like, that was you, bro. That was you. So how can you hate this? And I think that's why. I guess I hate, we all do, really, humans. We hate to see the part of ourselves that we've already conquered in our face, because it's a reminder of what you were. That's the psychology behind it for me anyway. I don't like gang banging ass kids because I used to be a gang banging ass kid, I guess it gets deep, man. I came a long way. And all I want to do is just educate, unite people and get some togetherness. That's it. That's really all I want. I would love to see people together. And then, I think about the shit and I'm still the same. I guess I switched the damn jacket that I'm wearing because now it's politics. I can't stand white liberal women. It's the same shit. And I guess that means I just got to keep reading, keep educating myself to get past that point, because they irk me. I can't even help it. I hate talking to them. But it is what it is, y'all. With that, I don't know. I don't got nothing else, man. I'm out here bullshitting. I really want to get along with everybody. White liberals, I want to get along with y'all too. I really do. It's just so hard because you guys are so far behind. It's not, you don't even remind me of myself. I don't know what the fuck it is, or what irks me the way that it does with white liberals. I don't know. It's got to keep growing. And you guys can help me with that. If you have information and you think is useful, send it over. I'll check it out. Now I think I'm about to just go to sleep. I'm tired as hell. I'm sleep talking, but I had to get it out. Had to get this shit out. It just be bothered. Does it ever happen to y'all? Where you're just so bothered and you're like, man, you're tired. You want to go to sleep, but you're like, man, this shit is on my head. I want to talk about it. It fucking bothers me. Racism bothers me on either side. It bothers me. I don't like it. Don't be a racist. That's my advice. Don't be racist, because you know what other part is still there in me, and it's only restricted because I'm on probation? Slapping the shit out of somebody that does the wrong thing. Probably should get that under control too. I mean, it is technically, but it's only because of a fear of not wanting to go to prison. That's it. So, with that, y'all, man, I'm out of here. I'm gonna bid you guys a good night. I appreciate all of you guys that are tuned in. LL Lewis, man, send me that information, my brother. I'd appreciate it. All of y'all that's here commenting, I love y'all. What'd you say? Cash, you will be free soon? I am free. Oh, you mean I got you from probation? Yeah, thank God. January 6th, boy, I'll tell you. I really want to go to this inauguration. I've been invited, like four different people invited me. I'm like, damn, I ain't going. I'm not falling for it again. I'm not going. I ain't going no setup and getting me and tell my black ass, yeah, it's cool to go. And then you get there and then you come back and you're like, hey, you got a warrant for your arrest. You didn't get approved to go. I ain't doing that again. I'm straight. Catch y'all later, though, all right? Have a good night. I will see y'all in the morning. God willing. God bless y'all. Peace.